call me a rebel, but my cause is as pure as the sun. It's freedom I desire, the sweet truth, no more lies. Global elitists with no one that they answer to are controlling your lives, are controlling your lives. And if you don't believe me, look at your meds, water, tech, and your food. The slow kill has arrived. See the all-seeing eye. So push back. It's time to awake. We've forgotten our power. We've forgotten our place. We're under attack, but don't be afraid. We're an army for truth. Stay together, don't break. Patriots awaken. Crooked are the fallen, twisted games they play with lives. Now what have we done? We let them overrun. We gave them a foothold. We gave them our minds and our hearts. We almost gave them our souls. But now we're taking their control. Pick up the fallen, reach out and take a brother's hand. Stand fast for the truth, 'cause it starts with you. We are the chosen, but it's not for the faint of heart. We fight for the truth. We fight for you. So push back. It's time to awake. We've forgotten our power. We've forgotten our place. We're under attack, but don't be afraid. We're an army for truth. Stay together, don't break. Patriots awaken. It's time to awake. We've forgotten our power. We've forgotten our place. We're under attack, but don't be afraid. We're an army for truth. Stay together, don't break. Patriots awaken. Oh yeah. We fight for the truth. Patriots awaken. Patriots awaken. Patriots awaken. Fight for the truth. Patriots awaken. Please awaken. Patriots awaken. I was in the deep water, and it was hard to see the surface. I couldn't breathe. I surrendered all of me. Then I woke up. My eyes were opened, and I saw you. We're all in this together, me and you. Stand united and fight for the truth. The truth. Hey, yeah. is hidden from our eyes, but we're learning to see through the disguise. Through the static, we're starting to arise. Yeah, we're only on the rise. Research. Jet slaves, population control, resource control, financial control, media control, education control, government control, religious control, secret service, military police, courts and prisons, corporations, central banks, United Nations, Committee of 300, and Council of Foreign Relations.
Hello friends, we'll be starting in just 1 minute. Hey friends, how's everyone doing today? Hope everyone is well. Just making sure everything's running fine. Sound check, give me a 5-5 if we're sounding good, if you can hear me clear. Wonderful, thank you Bones. So we're just going to start off over here in the website. Just a little introduction into our website. You know, we are American Broadcasting Community. Our goal is to be a voice of truth in the swamp of lies, bringing you facts and real information. We're a group of mainly anonymous folks. You guys know me as Baby Fist or George Orwell. You know, we like to say fake names, real news. And I just really wanted to take a moment today and apologize for being offline for so long and not making content for you guys. It's been a little bit of a personal thing going on. No need to elaborate or anything. It'll work itself out like life tends to. But you know, I kind of wanted to introduce our site. We're going to be going live, I believe, next Monday if everything goes as planned. This is our site. It'll be abcu8.co or abcu.co. They both take you to the same place. Our goal is to, like I said, bring you real news, and not just real news, but we also bring you the fake news. So we're just going to kind of go through here real quick, you know, just give you a little intro. This is our welcome page. It tells you a little bit about us. You know, ABCU is a group of citizens and professionals consisting of journalists, reporters, producers, activists, designers, promoters, veterans, moms, dads, brothers and sisters, and much, much more. We're working together to create a better source of news for you than the mainstream outlets provide. We seek to be a light in the swamp of lies that you're placed into every day by the mainstream media and other bad entities pushing narratives over facts. You know, we seek to place your voices back into the news because, you know, we have a duty to call out these news outlets who aren't providing us proper or accurate information and are providing a narrative over facts. And if we don't put the pressure on them, no one will. We being the American citizens, the American people, And this is like kind of our motto: facts matter, fact news, facts have no boss. This is a big point to it, is that facts have no boss. Fox News isn't the regulator of what's facts. CNN isn't the regulator of what's facts. MSDNC is not the regulator of what are facts. Facts are to be disseminated based on the information. And, um, we really, we really just are tired of being lied to. We're tired of our children being lied to. We're tired of our families being lied to. And I think a lot of you here actually agree that we're tired of it. It's, you know, the whole reason that news exists is because the average person doesn't have the time to dedicate to do their own research and find out, the truth behind the narrative being portrayed. And we've given them an amount of trust and they've betrayed it. And the only way to make that stop is to call them out at every turn. And that's what we want to do and what we're going to do. So, back to the site, homepage, we kind of went over that. And then we have the fake news. It's kind of online RSS reader for people who aren't tech savvy and don't have their own RSS reader. You can come to the American Broadcasting Community site and get all of your news in one spot. You know, as it says here, we have all the fake news: CBS, ABC, BBC, the failing New York Times, the Jeff Bezos Post, Google News, Fox News, MSDNC, NBC, CNN. Oh, we got a duplicate. I'll fix that. Routers, USA Today, Russia Today, um, the Guardian Politics, Yahoo News, Wall Street Journal, World News, and then CNBC. So that's the fake news, which we all know what the fake news is. We see it every day. It's blasted so that no one can miss the fake news. And then we have other news, some alternative outlets such as 8kun. The Q posts need to be updated because we were using the qmap.pub RSS feed to populate it, and qmap.pub is now offline due to the fact that a specific individual docs the owner of it, and it's it's no longer online. I'm working on a new site. Thanks to Ron, Code Monkey, we could source it directly from the source from 8kun via the trip code RSS reader, which is brilliant idea. Thank you, Code Monkey. We really appreciate it. You got the American Thinker, Breitbart, the Drudge Report, Conservative Treehouse, Sarah A. Carter, uh, Greg Jarrett, The Gateway Pundit, Daily Caller, The Hill, Zero Hedge, True Pundit, what is it? WND. I don't remember what it stands for, but politics news. And then we have some real news over here. This is the DoD press releases, ONDI, Newsroom, DOJ, Breaking 911, Defense TV, George's HCQ News, China Uncensored. It's a personal favorite of mine. I'm a big fan of Chris Chappell. He brings you news with a little bit of satire because what he talks about is usually pretty dark, sadly. There's a lot of corruption in China and nefarious activities that we don't get to hear about very often. So, there's a lot to be learned from China Uncensored. They also have an American spin-off called America Uncovered. I recommend anyone listening here go check it out. It's very nice. It's a little bit of satire along with real fact news. Um, and then the SEC press releases, White House pool reports, George News, OANN. And then I have a couple here that I'm going to add. If you could see, I can't zoom in for you on my bookmarks, but you can see I got a bunch of others that I'm going to add very shortly, which are all directly from DoD and other executive branch outlets such as the Navy, U.S. Air Force, the National Guard, Space Force, Defense.gov. So it's a one-stop shop to get all of your news from the actual outlets. And then over here in our blog, we create our own news as well. There's a team of us, probably, I think there's 20 of us now, who some of us, like we said, we're active writers, professionals, producers, activists, designers. We have a large array of skill set, age ranges that make up ABCU. And we kind of want to capture what is America. We want a diverse pool of individuals that can really give you the facts you're seeking. Whether it's from the fake news, the real news, or alternative news. We want you to be able to go to one place and get the information you want. So I'm going to quickly go through it. We'll look at the fake news feed. As you can see here, I'll zoom in so you could get a better look. This is from NBC. This is published today. And if you click it, it'll take you right to them. I'm not trying to steal clicks from anyone or anything, sorry. If you click it, you go right to NBC News. We want to give you the sources of where all this is coming from. We don't want you to think that we're the arbiter of truth in any way. We just want to bring you the facts and lay them out for you. So as you can see here, under fake news, not all the fake news under fake news is actually fake. It's a parody on what's going on right now, long-term use of acid reflux meds, teenager dies after gang rape, sparking outrage in India, and if you could get all your news in one spot, a one-stop shop, like I said, so pending how their RSS feed works, it'll either give you a snippet like this, and then you could go read the whole thing on their site. Here. Sorry, my ad blocker's not on this PC. You could come here and read the whole thing, since they only provide a snippet via their RSS reader, or some other RSS feeds, like Russia Today, provides basically the whole article, and you could just read it right on here. You don't even have to leave. And this applies for all of our sections. We're going to go over here to other news, just so you could get a sample of what's going on here. This is from the DOJ, or 8kun Notables, which is from the DOJ, and about how Hillary Clinton is avoiding her testimony, which happened actually a couple weeks ago on 9/8 or 9/11, sometime between then. And it aggregates from 8kun, all of these sources, or you could go directly, say, I just want to see the 8kun Notables. So this is just 8kun Notables, and once you get to the bottom, you could, let's hurry this up. Page 1, page 2, and you could keep going through them and see them all. This will be page 2 of 8kun Notables, and it goes all the way back to, I believe we launched this originally on September, mid-August, like August 12th, I believe. So it allows you to search not just by source, but you could also search by date. Say you're like, oh, I know that came out September 1st. You could see all the articles from September 1st. So it's a great source for really understanding the news and being able to look back at the news and understand how and why this information is available. So, we're just going to sample real news because we've already looked at all the rest. The whole database is searchable. Say you're like, oh, I know it's, I don't know how to spell her name, Omar. For Ilian Omar, you're like, I know, uh, sugar. Can't search right now due to the fact that we have it blocked with our coming soon page. But you could search under keywords to find news related to that. Say you know the exact month in which it happened, and you want to say, hey, there was big news in August. I want to go back to my August news. You could do that as well. Um, Now this is everything from August. So it's a great resource. Like I said, we don't want to be the arbiter of truth. We want to provide you the ability to look through this and find what you want. And then, you could go to all of our places and find us, our YouTube channel, our Twitch channel, our library channel, our 8kun boards. We'll actually look at that in a second when I start talking about the current events of today, um, which we're almost there. So this is our website. I really hope everyone will use it. Like I said, it's abcu8.co. Currently, you will get this coming soon page, but hopefully on Monday, it'll be open for everyone to view. Currently, a few people have a link to bypass the coming soon page. A couple of my friends and close associates have a way of viewing it, much like I was. Um, but for now, it's coming soon. Everything's not perfect and perfected. I have to add those other feeds I showed you. But I really hope this is a resource that you could all use. I know a lot of people rely on We Are the New. I know a lot of people rely on this website currently. I'm working closely with the people who actually do this to manage our website to make sure that we are on a similar page and are able to get this information out. Because a lot of the things discussed by the Anons are what the mainstream media does not want you to see. So if you were to look at our notables, oh, okay, can't type today. If you look at our 8kun notables, they're the same as the We Are the News notables. Like I said, his might be a little more updated, a little faster. I'm on a 1 hour cycle on our page, so every 1 hour our page updates with new news. I could make it more frequently, but I don't want to DDoS myself and, you know, constantly be pinging outside while you guys are coming in. So we're going to keep it at an hour. If you need your news faster than an hour refresh rate, you probably already know where to find it. And ABCU 8 might not be your go-to home. But that's about it for ABCU 8. I really appreciate anyone who came out and, wanted to learn about ABCU 8. And this is what we offer, and like I said, I'd really love it if all of you could use it. I hope it becomes a real resource for individuals. Let's make sure we're still live. I'm having issues with YouTube over here. We appear to be live on YouTube's giving me trouble over here. Am I still live on YouTube, guys? Give me a thumbs up if we are. It says I'm not streaming on my end. Oh, clearly I am. YouTube just likes to mess with us, per typical. Nothing new there, guys. Um, if you want to share the ABCU 8 site, just be warned that Twitter is already blocking it, even though we're not even live yet. They won't let you share the abcu.co. So if you share it, share the abcu8.co until they also ban that. And then you'll have to do it kind of like the how we share We Are the News, you know, break the link or put a underscore before it. Um, and that should work out for you, but they're already trying to censor us and we're not even live, so fair warning. The site is protected by Vanois, DDoS protection. We don't collect any of your information. I'm gonna disable comments on news articles by the time it goes live because we seem to have bots spamming our comment section already, even though it's not live. And I think that's it for the American Broadcasting Community website. This brings us over to our news of the day, which let me know if you could see this in stream. Yeah, I see it. I'll zoom in just a little bit more for you so you could read it. You know, this is our board on 8kun. It's 8kun.top/ABCU. And you could find our board. Like I said, if you would like to get involved, just go there, say hello, and tell us what you do, what you like, and what you want to see. You know, everyone is welcome to post. We are very fact-based within our site, you know, so this is kind of our topics, you know, swamp, COVID, Hunter Biden, memes, CCP, Beirut, you know, any news is readily available to be discussed here. If you have facts, we want to hear them. So everyone is welcome. There's no one, unless you're trolling, that we would ban or delete your post. The only thing we request is that you follow our simple guidelines, which are all listed right here. You know, our welcome page, our FWAC, and our general info. So here, this is our creed. Nons, we must join together to tell the truth. We are fighting a monster of darkness who knows nothing but lies. You don't fight darkness. Bring the light, and darkness will disappear. The truth will illuminate the darkness. The light of truth always shines brightest in the dark. No matter how dim a candle burns, it will always illuminate darkness. Read as, no matter how small your voice, if you speak truth, you will be heard. Thousands, if not millions of candles can be lighted from a single candle, and the life of a single candle will not be diminished. Truth never decreases by being shared. So, like I said, we are the Q movement is all about truth and fact and getting and speaking truth to power, because the powers seem to want to dampen our ability to seek truths, you know. So if you decide to wake up and shine your light by spreading truth rather than believing lies, we welcome you, fellow Anons. May facts and truth be the light to your way from darkness. If you are a troll who has come to spam or spread disinformation, we despise you. On this board, you don't have to give me your name, who you are. We don't care. We care about your information. So we are anonymous. We are legion. We do not forgive. We do not forget. Expect us. And then, you know, right here, the First Amendment from the Bill of Rights says, Congress shall make no laws respecting an establishment of religion, prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech. And that's exactly what this board offers you, an ability to have a freedom of speech. I will not censor your views or ideas just because I disagree, as long as they are based in fact. You know, so freedom of speech or the press, and the press is the people. A lot of people forget that we have a freedom of the press, which means there are no press credentials, regardless of what people say. You know, you are the press. I am the press. You don't need credentials to speak truth to power. It is the right of the people to peacefully assemble. And that's what we're doing here on 8kun. If they want to shut us down, we'll find a new platform. We will not be silenced. That's what it says next here. Or the rights of people to peacefully assemble or petition the government for redress of grievances. And one of our grievances is that the news lies to us every day, constantly, by forming narratives that are counterproductive to the truth in which we are trying to portray, and we will not be silenced. We cannot be silenced. Our voices will be heard. Your lies are whispers in the wind compared to the roar of our resolve. And then if you go down here, it says, Croissant sub pondere virturis, which means virtue thrives under oppression. This motto is really close to my heart. It actually is my family crest motto. And, virtue does thrive under oppression. There's nothing that is more virtuous than standing by what you believe and standing up to your oppressors and telling them, no, I will not take it anymore. You will not oppress me with your words, actions, deeds. I will overcome. And like I'm saying, this is very, very close to my heart. It's literally on my family crest. So you could probably find out my real name if you're a decent researcher. We/I, since I'm not the only person in here, will work with George News, Judicial Watch, OANN, Epoch Times, and other real news networks to spread the truth. I have um, a line of communication with quite a few of these people listed, as well as others that, don't want to be directly mentioned on our site, which I totally respect. And we are journalists for the American broadcasting community, all of us, not just me, not just the people on the board. You're part of it too, even if you don't know it. If you're speaking truth to power, you are part of ABCU. As well as creating our own network of citizen journalists, we have several operations in the future. These are meme warfare, things like that physical activism, um, writing campaigns to write senators, local newspapers, things like that. The goal is to work together to compile enough facts to create our own version of the Associated Press. Because as we know, the Associated Press has become the arbiter of truth. And when in fact, there's a lot of misinformation put out by the Associated Press. So our end goal is to become the American press, as I call it, the new AP. Uh, and we want to release better, more accurate information regarding facts on daily and weekly happenings. ABCU, our board, which we're looking at right here, will be heavily moderated by me and other volunteers. This will be to maintain the integrity of the board. This is not an attempt to silence anyone's free speech. There's plenty of places to troll and do other things, like it says right here, there's plenty of boards to S-post on. So if you know anyone who wants to get involved, let them know. Hey, stop by ABCU, send them a DM, you know, and tell them to come on and get involved, because the only way we could do this is if we're actually a community. So this is our FAQ, we have rules. ABCU respects the global rules of the 8kun boards, and then we also have our own rules. Please avoid linking directly to this board unless you're sharing with people who are going to use it in an appropriate manner. Um, We expect to have sauce or facts. If you know what that word means, it's the sources. We want to know where it came from, where you got this information, so we could validate it before we start disseminating it outwards. We are not allowed to dox anyone. Your post will be deleted within minutes to an hour if you try to dox anyone. Please don't fill out any of your personal information or we'll also delete your post. We don't want you risking your own safety. Um, I do not collect. I'm the board owner. I'm the only one who could see the hashed IP addresses. I do not look at them unless I am deleting something and finding out if you're participating in other nefarious activities within our board. So, it's real simple, and it is a not safe for work board. Don't be looking at it at work. People will post things that you don't want your bosses to see. There's some words here if you're new to it. So come check it out. This is the ABCU/FAQ. So we'll close that up. We looked at the welcome. General and hot topics. These are all of our boards that are permanent. You could see them. I'm not going to go through each one. We kind of looked at them in the catalog, but we want to not only enjoy ourselves here on this board, we also want to bring the facts to light, like I keep saying. So we're just going to dive right in next into this Hunter Biden information. There seems to be, we're just going to read this headline. The GOP-led committees release interim report on Hunter Biden Burisma probe, which happened to find that there is a correlation between Hunter Biden and sex trafficking and Ukrainian prostitutes in America that were on here on a visa. If you want to see the actual report from the Senate, you could come right here. Here's the actual report. It's not my opinions I'm giving you. Here it is directly from Senate. You could come read it. It seems to be 87 pages of information regarding what they found. So, we continue, we find more sources, the Hill's talking about it, the National Review's talking about it, the Daily Wire, but what we don't find is CNN, MSDNC, even Fox News barely touched it. They put out this top article you see right here, and I haven't heard them follow up on it. So, excuse me, sorry. And then, this goes on and on. You could read all about it, but there seems to be a clear connection between Hunter Biden and the Ukrainian women in sex trafficking. So it doesn't end there. He's also culpable for what I would say is nefarious political activity regarding his sitting on the board of the Ukrainian energy company, which isn't covered in the document quite as much. That's another one of the reports. So Hunter Biden's firm receives 3.5 million from one of Russia's most powerful oligarchs, but Trump, Russia, 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 or whatever MSDNC says. So if you'd like to come here, you could get there by 8kun.top ABCU /RES, which stands for resource, and then 5523.html. This will bring you directly to this board at this thread at the very top right here. It refers to this post that you could see as 5523. And, facts are available. We're working on our story of it currently, and that'll be on our website under the blog section, which is our news output. So, decide for yourself. I'm not telling you to blindly believe me or these other 10 sources who happen to agree with me. But either do your own research or find the truth where you can. This is that Fox News article that says the GOP-led committee. You know, you can find it here. Fox News, Politics, Senate Committee reports Hunter Biden Burisma probe. You can find the whole thing here. Read about it. I'm not going to play this. They'll probably turn me off, even though, you know, I'm trying to support Fox over here. They'll probably turn me off for playing it. This is the Hill article. You can find that at the Hill, Home News, Senate. I'll try to link these in the description. That way, when we're done here, you could find them. And then I briefly wanted to cover this. Let's see. We'll zoom in for you. Let's get this nice and big. Oh, what just happened? Where'd it go? Sorry, guys. Thought I had it zoomed in already. So this is something that the mainstream media also isn't covering. I'm going to go ahead and mute myself so you could hear it just fine without any feedback or echo or anything like that. Let's make sure. If you can't hear it, give me some info in the chat and I'll restart it. But this is regarding cash for ballots in Ilhan Omar's state for they're basically paying people to give them their blank ballot, but I'll let you hear it from James O'Keefe from Veritas himself. So let's shut me up.
Project Veritas has received an explosive piece of tape. The tape you're about to see shows a man buying a registration form for an absentee ballot from a voter, giving him, quote, pocket money, unquote, of $200 and expecting to collect his ballot when the voter receives it.
But that's illegal, why?
We don't care illegal. أنا العائل وانا
How much are we seeing?
She's the one who came up with all this.
So she did it. She
Yeah.
started this whole thing with
Yeah.
the pay to vote.
Yeah.
Ilhan group tank.
So the people that work for Ilhan are actually counting the ballots, counting the vote.
And they become a manager in the prison too.
They walk with you to the booth and then they vote, oh, vote this guy, vote this guy, vote this guy. Vote even if you speak English.
haddana al-shabaab ay ii siyaareen al-shabaab kuna iga rabaan
The reason she's fighting for Palestine is because of this guy. So it's all about money and power. And they want her to defend Israel.
Why? Why have we not heard about it, guys? Comments? Questions? Yeah, me too. Lots of them. So how come Ilhan Omar could get away with voter fraud? Why isn't MSDNC covering this? Why isn't CNN covering it? Why does it take Project Veritas to expose it? Same with like Clinton corruption. Why does it take Judicial Watch to cover it? Oh, it's because our systems are corrupt and broken. You know, I say this a lot. Use your voice, use your vote. V and V equals W. W is win. You know, we can't be the silent majority any longer. We have to be the loud majority. We have to be we have to be loud, guys. You know, this has 135,000 likes and it's still not being talked about. 52,000 retweets, still not being talked about on any mainstream outlet. You know, how do we combat this? We have to get loud. Me, you, all of you. We can no longer just be the silent majority sitting, watching, waiting. I'm not saying don't trust the plan. You're part of the plan. They expect you to act, to think, to be critical. And if you don't do it, who will? If you don't do it, who will? You can't rely on the mainstream media anymore. They can't be trusted. They can't be believed. Like, I hate to say it because I hate to be that guy like, oh, don't trust the media. But if we don't get loud, if we don't get angry, if we don't tell them that this is how it's going to be, they're going to continue the road they're down. They're just going to continue to steal our rights, put thoughts in our head that aren't factual. You know, it's egregious. This is voter fraud, man. Where else is this happening? I doubt just Ilhan Omar is doing it. Think about your children. Is this how the rest of our votes are going to go now? Is this how it's going to be? Can we just pay for elections? Look at Bloomberg. Paying off people's felony records so they'll vote with him. It reminds me of something in the past. You remember when the slaves got freed and the Democrats said, we'll give you 40 acres and a mule if you vote like your friends do. We're your friends. We're giving you 40 acres and a mule. If you vote like us, if you vote like we do, we'll take care of you. Did they take care of them? No. They haven't taken care of the black community since they've been freed. And you know, I'm not trying to make this about race, but think about it. They've been lying since then about what they do. They've been coercing elections since then. 40 acres and a mule. If you vote like your friends. Do you vote like your friends? No. You're a free thinker. I vote on actions, deeds, what you support. I don't vote by a political affiliation at all. I've told you guys probably 50 times by now. I'm an unaffiliated voter. I'm not a Democrat. I'm not a Libertarian. I'm not a Republican. You know what I am? I'm George Orwell. And I vote how I feel, how I think, how I agree with these people. You know, it's sad to see people so easily coerced. I'd love $800, but I'm not going to give you my vote. Period. What about you guys? What do you think? How do you feel? What's the price of your vote? Would you give up your vote for any price? I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I hope you won't either. I hope you won't either, guys. It's time to get loud. It's time to tell them we've had enough. It's time to tell them that these are our rights and we are not going to give them up. This stuff makes me mad. I don't know if you could tell, guys. I hate seeing this. It's coercion. Alright guys, I'm going to refill my coffee. I'm going to come back and talk to chat. Watch this ad. We don't have ads here. No one could buy me. No one could buy us. We think on our own, guys. But watch this ad.
Clearly, freedom's dangerous. It's a threat to those in power. It's a threat to their lives. It's their demise. Call me a rebel, but my cause is as pure as the sun. It's freedom I desire. The sweet truth, no more lies. Global elitists with no one that they answer to are controlling your lives. Are controlling your lives. And if you don't believe me, look at your meds, water, tech, and your food. This little kill has arrived. See the all-seeing eye. So push back. It's time to awake. We've forgotten our power. We've forgotten our place. We're under attack, but don't be afraid. We're an army for truth. Stay together, don't break. Patriots awaken. Crooked are the fallen. Twisted games they play with lives. Now what have we done? We let them overrun. We gave them a foothold. We gave them our minds and our hearts. We almost gave them our souls. But now we're taking their control. Pick up the fallen. Reach out and take a brother's hand. Stand fast for the truth. 'Cause it starts with you. We are the chosen, but it's not for the faint of heart. We fight for the truth. We fight for you. So push back, it's time to awake. We've forgotten our power, we've forgotten our place. We're under attack, but don't be afraid. We're an army for truth. Stay together, don't break. Patriots awaken.
Hey. I'm back. What sound was low, Ninja? Now we're going to talk to chat. I'm going to talk briefly about Julian Assange, General Flynn, the lack of coverage by the mainstream media. I'm going through the chat real quick to see if anyone has profound comments or anything. Yeah, it was supposed to be low. It's just, I don't want to blast everyone's ears off. Thank you, though, Ninja. Thank you, Blue Eyes. I think you're in here for the music. Really appreciate it. The ability to be able to use it. Thank you. So, currently, if you have any comments, questions, or anything, now's the time. I'd love to answer them if I can, or address whatever you have going on, you know. But if not, like I said, we're going to talk about the Julian Assange case briefly and General Flynn, what's going on with him. So, any questions before I get into that? Let's go to my personal. I think I retweeted what I wanted to talk about. We have a 2-year delta to kill the mainstream media, by the way. This is from June 9th, 2020. So on June 9th, 2022, they won't be having a good time. I promise, guys. I try to keep my promises too. So we're not going to start there. That's too much. This is something that's kind of not what I said I was going to talk about, but close to the heart. You remember this? You remember when Tim Tebow got lambasted for taking a knee? Now every player has to take a knee. Hypocrisy much? Because his is about religion and theirs is about politics, it's okay? No, it's not. He has a freedom of religion. If the NFL doesn't like it, fine. I get it. He's got a contract to uphold, but now they could all take a knee for their personal beliefs. Yeah. I'm not watching the NFL. I'm not watching the MLB. I'm not watching NHL. I tried to watch college football this weekend, and then I saw my team take a knee, and I turned it all off. You guys need to speak with your dollars. Don't support this. Don't support politicizing something that's supposed to unite us. You know why sports exist? Dude? Give them circus and bread. That's why sports exist. Give them circus and bread. It's gladiator games for us. It's meant to keep us occupied, united. I'm not a real big sports guy as it is, but I do like watching college football. And I'm not going to watch it. I'm not going to partake in this. You know what I'm doing instead? I'm reading. I'm reading audiobooks. Listening, I guess. Listening to audiobooks instead of watching sport. It's dangerous for them if we aren't watching sport. You know, I think it's Anne Boleyn. Let them eat cake because they have no bread. Yeah, it's kind of like that. These people are so out of touch, they don't know what they're doing. By taking away our sports, by taking our eyes off sport, we don't have a circus anymore that's controlling our thoughts. That's pushing their agendas down our throats. Thank you for the lemon. Amazing music. I appreciate you checking that D-Live chat. Check in Twitter chat. Checking VK chat. Vaughn live. Oh, they do have chat. Okay. Once again, YouTube says I'm not live. Thanks, YouTube. You're so kind. I'm live, though. Thanks, YouTube. YouTube really hates us. I haven't even done anything wrong yet, you know, to deserve censorship. Especially of this caliber. Like, they keep saying I'm offline. Without bread and circus, the people are able to think on their own. Have you guys seen this? From Chad Pergram. Covers Congress for Fox News. I recommend you check it out. It was today at 12:51, basically half an hour before I went live. It explains how the U.S. intelligence agency obtained insight into the Russian intelligence analysis alleging that U.S. presidential candidate Hillary Clinton had approved a campaign plan to stir up a scandal against Trump. Sounds strangely familiar. So you're saying Hillary was in on it before he was elected to coerce this idea. I'm not going to read it. I hate when people just read straight off a screen. But go check it out. Chad Pergram. I don't even follow him, but which account am I on? I will on this account. It's just unbelievable. The amount of lies we've been fed recently. We covered this Veritas. This is what I wanted to do. So tonight's the debate. It's a big deal. It's a real big deal. It'll probably be the most watched television program this fall. And I think, I don't watch a lot of TV, but I think fall is when all the new shows come out and whatnot. But I don't think they'll even come close to meeting the ratings that this will receive. So the Biden campaign requested 2 breaks tonight, one every 30 minutes during the program, which is supposed to be 90 minutes, and the Trump campaign said no. Our guy talks for 90 minutes regularly. Just because your guy needs a new shot every 30 minutes to keep up, we're not doing it. And it's because the Trump campaign, It's because the Trump campaign asked this. The Trump campaign wants Biden campaign to allow a third party to inspect the ears of debaters for electronic devices or transmitters. Biden's campaign said no, we won't let that happen. So Trump's campaign also said no, we're not going to have breaks every 30 minutes. Maybe they'll meet in the middle, check the ears, and get the breaks, and hopefully they can pump Biden up with some of that juice, give him all that B12 or whatever they're injecting into him to get him amped and ready. B12 is speculation. That's probably not what they're injecting him with, but it's very possible that they could be. Welcome, Pattern Seer. Good to see you. Thank you for showing up. Most of the good stuff happened in the beginning. I'm just kind of talking it out here, you know, trying to find out what's going on with the campaign, what's going on with Flynn, what's going on with Julian Assange, because I don't see any media coverage for General Flynn's cases because they're not currently going the way the media wants. They, I love that blue eyes. It's not going the way they want. Judge Sullivan is doing things that I would say are not very constitutional, to say the least. You know, typically when the federal government tries to drop charges against someone, they're dropped. But they want to drag this out because, as the number 17 says, that he knows where the bodies are buried, metaphorically, not literally. So it's something, man. And then today they had outages during the. If you don't follow Catherine Herridge, please do. One of the best, one of the only investigative journalists that covers the White House and Congress and basically the political sphere. Investigative journalism died a while ago. Now it's repeat what the AP says. Sorry. What's your thoughts? When your daughter grows up, you wish she will turn out to be like who? It's a hard choice, guys. Everyone should retweet this. I want a real poll to see what people like and don't like. But I'd rather have my daughter grow up to be like Amy Coney Barrett. She seems like an upstanding lady. Don't listen to what they're saying about her. Well, you can listen. Don't take my advice on that. You can listen to what they're saying. But she seems to be a real upstanding lady. Adopted 2 children from Haiti right after all the terrible stuff happened in Haiti, after the hurricane, I believe it was. I thought I retweeted more. Okay, so here it is. Yeah, sorry. Flynn's first 30 minutes, Judge Sullivan summarized arguments for against the DOJ dismissal, warned scope of hearing will be limited, plus will invite input from parties. Sullivan's emphasis, repeating twice, that Rule 48A, not meant to be in courts, rubber stamp for prosecutorial decisions. There's Rule 48A if you want to read it. The government may, with leave of court, dismiss an indictment, information, or complaint. The government may not dismiss the prosecution during trial without the defendant's consent. It seems like Flynn and his legal team consented to the dismissal, so why is it still going? Strange. It seems like Judge Sullivan is abusing his power he has. Yeah, I've been offline, Patterns here. I've been dealing with a couple personal issues. I'm not going to talk about them now, but if you want to talk to me personally, I'll let you know what's going on. It's something, you know, like what's going on with Judge Sullivan. Who does he think he is that when the DOJ dismisses a case that he could decide as the judge on the case that it's going to proceed? Like it's just unheard of. It's unprecedented that he thinks he has that kind of power. And then here, Flynn's 3+ hour hearing. Judge Sullivan calls a 15-minute recess, says he will take POTUS tweets into consideration. The amicus judge, Gleason, selected by Sullivan, says POTUS's plus 100 tweets plus retweets should show he's running public commentary on General Flynn's case, plus deeply angered. For those who investigated him, the DOJ official says misconduct found at the FBI during Flynn's investigation would be a game over for the prosecution. Huh. That seems right. If the FBI lied and tried to coerce the defendant into incriminating himself over bringing real evidence, which is the big argument from the FBI, that they coerced him into lying over actually trying to prove a case, and then the DOJ dismisses it under those pretenses, what gives the court the right to continue? I'm unaware. Like, I'm not a lawyer, but I think once the DOJ decides to end their prosecution, that the judge should adhere to the highest branch in the land, because the DOJ, contrary to popular belief, has nothing to do with the Justice Department, but has everything to do with the executive branch. That's why it says here, in other cases, plus authorized to confirm, AG Barr made decision to dismiss without consulting the White House. That means Trump didn't have input. None of the other DOJ from the White House had input. But this was a decision by the highest attorney in the land, currently, the Attorney General, to dismiss it. What gives this judge the right to say, no, you're wrong, buddy? Even though you're the highest prosecutor in the land, you're wrong. Who do they think they are? Who gives this Judge Sullivan a higher power than the highest prosecutor in the land? I just don't know, guys. Just don't know. It seems shady, to put it nicely. And then here, yep, expel them from Congress. This is my tweet. Thanks, guys. I'm glad you're all here. I appreciate you. Stop loading my comments. Thank you, YouTube. You're so kind to people who speak truth. Wonderful. Okay. And then the Julian Assange case, I'm hoping to see it resolved over there, where he's currently under trial, and I would love to see him get pardoned here in America and be able to come back. It'd be wonderful. I think it'd be fair. He did a service. He's a journalist. He's not like Edward Snowden, where he was under a contract with the NSA. You know, he's just a journalist and an editor. He's not a CIA agent. He's not an NSA agent. He doesn't have those contracts. He's allowed to speak about what he spoke about. And I really want to see what comes of Fox News talking to him regarding the allegations. But there seems to be issues happening every time he goes to court, even though, you know, they run the rest of their cases just fine, but Zoom breaks or whatever they're using just breaks every time they try to talk to him, and, you know, just delay and recess and reschedule. It seems like they're buying time. Seems like a popular thing for them to do. Hillary Clinton, General Flynn, Comey, Brennan, Clapper, Page, Strzok, Yates, it seems like all that is related. And they're all just trying to buy time. What are they buying time for, though? They've pushed it for 4 years. 4 years. They've pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed. Can they push it for another 4 years? What's the goal? Full hunter moon, huh? Is that symbolic? You know what they say, the hunters become the hunted. And then, just so I could get this fully censored, let's do this at the end. Oh, look, new one. Just a couple minutes ago. Trump Swift Boat Project, huh? We're just gonna go down to here. We'll start at the beginning of today's. Huh, that's an earpiece. Strange. That's yesterday, 28. Today's the 29th. So this is why the Trump campaign wants to see ear inspection, which sounds so ridiculous. But the fact that he has been wearing an earpiece for most of his interviews, even though he gets the questions ahead of time, they don't air it live, they edit the clips, and he has an earpiece or a teleprompter, seems very, very strange. Very, very strange. And the fact that his campaign won't consent to it makes it even more strange. We addressed that. I'm not going to pull up the article, but this is a Q post from 9/10. And he says number 3 right here, number 3, which says questions ahead of time and special communications device. I believe they're probably accurate. And then this is about the bill being pushed to protect sexual predators, as they put it, but it's a bill to actually silence the QAnon movement and all us anoners regarding our opinions, which sounds like it's unconstitutional to silence my ability to freedom of speech. Just because you don't like what I say does not mean I can't say it. Remember that. There's no such thing as hate speech. There's only speech other people hate. I'm going to repeat that. There's no such thing as hate speech. Only speech other people hate. That's a fact. Now, you can incite violence. I agree with that. But there's no such thing as hate speech. Just speech others hate. So, Representative Tom Malinowski introduced the condemning QAnon and rejecting the conspiracy theories it promotes, which they clearly do not understand because they are working off the premise that there were 6 acts of violence committed under the ideas of QAnon, which, let's just go over to where all the QAnaners gather. This is where all the QAnaners gather. Let's just see. We are researchers who deal in open source information, reasoned argument, and dank-ass memes. We do battle in a sphere of ideas and ideas only. We neither need nor condone the use of force in our work here. Horse's mouth. So So as far as I'm aware, QAnon, or the Q, or 17, whatever you want to call him, has never asked any of us to do anything that involves violence. It only has asked us, the Anans, to look into things. Look into them. That's what the media should be doing for us. What do we pay them for? Turn off your TV. Defund fake news, guys. Like, we've had enough. We're being coerced every time you turn on your TV. So just leave it off. I'm not saying don't watch the debate tonight. You could turn on your TV if there's something you're going to watch, but we got to speak to the thing that hits them the most, and it's money. They want our money. If we give them money when they give us facts, they'll provide facts. But if we give them money when they provide us garbage, they're going to keep feeding us garbage. And you know what they say about data? Shit in, shit out. So we need to make sure they're getting good information in so we could get good information out. And that's part of the QAnon movement. It's all about that. It's all about working in facts. And it's just sad to see so much misinformation regarding it. Like, they say that we think they're a bunch of pedophiles, but, you know, maybe they are. Look at this. Did you all see this? Luco Babaco? I don't know if that's how you pronounce his name, but I don't care what his name is because it's clearly a POS. This is a book of erotic images of what appears to be glass art. It seems to be very satanic as well as inappropriate. So, you know, like, look into this on your own. Tell me what you think. I'm not the arbiter of truth, as I've told you before. But remember this. If you're here and you're watching me, God woke you up for a reason, man. I'm not super religious. I'll tell all of you, my religious beliefs aren't up for discussion. If you'd like to talk to me personally, I'll tell you all about it. But my channel here, this channel, isn't for me. It's for us, together. ABCU stands for American Broadcasting Community. It doesn't stand for George Orwell's news outlet. It's about us and what we can do together, jointly. The power we have united is way more than the power we have divided. Each of us has a skill, an ability, a talent that we bring to the table. And I don't know yours. You might not know mine. But somebody's got to talk about it. You know, be well read. Knowledge is power. Understand your enemy. Know your friends. Oh, coincidence, huh? Was this while I was talking about it, guys? Let's keep going up. The Honorable Lindsey Graham, in response to the crossfire, in response to your request for the intelligence community information related to the Federal Bureau of Investigation's Crossfire Hurricane, I have declassified the following. In late 2016, the U.S. intelligence agencies obtained insight into Russian intelligence analysis alleging that the U.S. president... Oh, we covered this. Wonderful. I'm ahead of Q. Way to go, guys. They are little godwinks. I agree with you, Pattern C. See, like I told you, I'm not super religious. I do believe in God. Those are God winks. I agree with you. Um, this is the newest one. Ooh. Gee, thanks. This is from Jennifer Palmieri, who's clearly on the Clinton staff at HillaryClinton.com. Gee, thanks, Joel. We thought we could half-ass it. Let's discuss. Sent from her iPhone. Joel Johnson replies, I know you can't look past Bernie and March primaries, but who is in charge of Trump's Swift boat project? Needs to be ready, funded, and unleashed when we decide, but not a half-ass scramble. What exactly are they talking about? Let's refer to these dates. Dates are key. In February 2016, before the November election, okay, in February 2016, before the November election, okay, so I read them backwards. This is 8:35. She answered a minute later. So what is this attack? It sounds like the Trump Swift boat project might be Russia, 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 and all us Russian bots over here and in my chat are all in on it, aren't we? We're trying to stop their Trump Swift boat project, all us Russian bots, huh? It seems like someone else was trying to push this Russian agenda, or make the Russian agenda real. Time will tell. Just keep doing what you do, guys. I think I'm gonna wrap it up. I don't want to really make this too long. Any questions before I get off, guys? I'll wait about 2 minutes and then I'll start wrapping it up. Pinned? I should have a bunch of pinned ones. Let's try again. Oh my god. They're removing my pinned stuff so I can't look at it in my feed. Let's just scroll through real news. Is anyone else on from the regulars tonight? I think one of Where We Go One, We Go All's channel, his friend is going to do a live stream commentary of the debate. If you don't follow Where We Go One, We Go All, go on to... Sorry guys, I'm not on my personal account, so youtube.com/wherewego1. Yeah, let's inspect the page. Yeah, Brad, good job. You know what I'm talking about. Wonderful. And then, so one of his friends is going to be streaming the debate. I'm not. I'm going to be watching personal watch party here at my house. But that's going to be it. D says she'll be streaming the debate tonight, and then Night Owl News per typical. I'm usually asleep. Sorry, D. Anyone else want to do a plug or let anyone know about their channel while we're live? I'll shout it out. D, check out 17 The More You Know with D Stevens on YouTube. It's a great channel. D's great. Love D. She does Scripture of the Day daily. She does couple other The Night Owl News. She does Fridays with Jim and D. Oh, eee. That's early for you, patterns here. From ... Did it cut off your comment? Hey, you made it. Good to see you, Kay. Sync Chronicles? No, I did not. I will check it out when I get offline. But I'm about to wrap it up. Thank you, everyone who came. If it's on Torah Network? Huh. I'll look into it. I'll talk to Jim. Maybe it's secretly archived. I'll see what's going on. Thank you all for coming. Check us out on Twitter, ABCU_8 on Twitter. Just about that on every platform. American Broadcasting Community on YouTube, where you are now. Until then, Tiger is Torah. Torah is Mr. Tiger, according to Jim. I don't speak Japanese, but he says it's Mr. Tiger, so I believe him. I'll update the links in my description here in a little bit after the video processes and whatnot. But thank you everyone for coming, and I will see you next time.